All right, so let's go ahead and get to work here. We have this question listed, and what we want to do first is just read the question sentence first. So I want to say that one more time, everybody. We want to read the question sentence first. So right here, it says, how much flour does she have now? All right, cool. Sounds good. Let me just go ahead and highlight that right over here. So how much flour does she have now? Everybody, if I were to make the claim after reading through this, that we started with a certain amount and then maybe we added some or subtracted some, and we just have to figure out what that order is to get to the end. Is that fair, everybody? We just need to kind of start from the beginning, figure out what operations, and then get to the end. Yeah, that's exactly how we want to do it. So with that, let's go ahead and check this story out. It says, Sarah has 4.2 pounds of flour. Okay, so that's what we start with. I'll write that down right over here. 4.2 pounds. Then it says she uses 2.4 pounds for a project. Everybody, can you help me out here? When we see the keyword uses in this context, what operation does that kind of signal for you to kind of do starting from that 4.2? Yeah, that's subtracting, because remember, we want to think about this in terms of what we want at the end. If we want to know how much we have at the end, how much we have now, well, if we start from 4.2 and we use some, yeah, we are going to subtract. Absolutely. So that's what I'll do here. I'll subtract because we used 2.4 pounds. And then lastly, it says, and then buys another 2.8 pounds at the store. So everybody help me out there. When we say we are buying another 2.8 pounds, what operation does that link up with? Yeah, it links up with addition, exactly. So with that, we'll go ahead and mark that down nice and easy. Buys another, so we'll add 2.8, and we are done. All we have to do now is just perform the math properly, and we're good. So let's go ahead and get this done. I'll just start off with 4.2. I'll subtract the 2.4. And as a warm-up, remember that we have to line up those decimal places. Once we line that up, we're good. Because up front, up here, we'll go ahead and just match that decimal. And we'll begin by borrowing. I can't do 2 minus 4, so I'll just go ahead and borrow to make that a 3. And put that little 1 right there. So we have 12. 12 minus 4. Everybody help me out. 12 minus 4 leaves us with, right on. Good job, Toby. That leaves us with 8. And then up next, we have 3 minus 2, which leaves us with 1. So we have 1.8, but don't be mistaken. This is not going to be the answer. Let me help you out. Let me move this over here and show you that this right here, the 4.2 minus 2.4, that's what leaves us at 1.8. What do we need to remember to do, everybody? Yeah, we got to finish things up by adding the 2.8 at the end. And I'm going to show you guys a faster way to do this once we're done here. But we need to, again, remember to add the 2.8. And so if we go ahead and just line that up, it's pretty straightforward. 8 plus 8 is 16. And we'll carry that 1. Make sure to leave that decimal place lined up the right way. And then we have 1 plus 2. And that gives us 4.6. Booyah. There we go. So the correct answer here is going to be C, 4.6. But I'm going to show you a nice little mental math way to get this done in a slightly more convenient way. So let me do that for you here. Let me just rewrite the original math, and I'll show you how straightforward it can actually be. So let me just move this over here and just kind of make everything smaller from what I originally had it. There we go. Put that over there. And so let me show you, everybody. We have 4.2 minus 2.4 plus 2.8. Everybody, watch this. Help me out. If I take a specific look here at 2.4 minus and plus 2.8, if I'm taking away 2.4 and adding 2.8, everybody, if we think about these specifically, what's the difference between 2.4 and 2.8, everybody? What's the difference? 2.4 and 2.8 has a difference of what? Of 0.4. That is correct. But answer me this. Will that difference be positive or negative, everyone? The bigger number here is positive. So that result will be positive. The bigger number is positive, so we'll leave it positive. This is what we do when we're adding and subtracting with integers or negatives. So look at how easy this is now. 4.2 with a positive 0.4. Can someone help me out? What's 4.2 plus 0.4? Oh yeah, that's the correct answer that we just got a couple of moments ago, but we did it in less than half the time. So there we are, everybody. Correct answer here is going to be C, 4.6, and we are ready to move on to the next one. Next question up. So starting off, we're going to read the question sentence. We really want to understand where the story ends. So we're going to ignore the word if. This is just extra information. This is really what we want. How much will you spend in total? That's what you want right there. We are spending money, buying some things or services, and we just want to know how much we're going to spend in total. So now that I have that in my head, I'm going to read through the story, and I'm not going to do any operations. I'm not going to actually calculate until I know what the number means. So here it says, at a store, folders cost $3.25 each, and markers are $2.50 each. If we buy 6 folders and 5 markers, how much are we spending in total? So what that tells me is, okay, cool, we're talking about folders. My folders are $3.25 a piece. And from there, we have 6 of them, 6 folders. Everybody, what am I going to do with those two values? 325 and 6 are going to be multiplied, yes. Because if we're given the value for each or per folder, we'll multiply by the number of items to get the total cost. So 325 times 6, that'll give me my total for folders. But I won't be done at that point. I will not be done. I'll set it up, but I'm not going to do any math yet. Because we don't just have folders that we're buying markers as well. So for the markers, everybody, we have $2.50 a piece for each of those markers, and we're buying 5 of them. And just like with folders, we will be multiplying as well. So that's it. We have our setup. We're going to multiply to find the cost of the folders. We're going to multiply to find the total cost of the markers. And what will we do at the end of it all, everyone? Yeah, at the end of it all, we will add it all back up to get the total, the grand total. And there we go. So let's get to work. 5 times 6, that's going to end up being 30, carry the 3. 2 times 6, that'll be 12, carry the 3 is 15. And then we have 3 times 6, that's 18, carry the 1, that's 19. My party people, how many decimal places are we bringing back here? That'll be 2, exactly. We have 1, 2, 1, 2. Booyah, all good. Then from there, 250 times 5, we have 0 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. And then we have 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 2 is 12. And likewise, we have 2 decimal places that we're bringing back as well. So we have 1950 over here. And then we have 1250 over here. And we'll add these 2 values up, and we're done. So I'll just line it up right here again, 1950, 1250. Add it all up, and we have 0, 5 plus 5, that'll be 10. Carry the 1. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 2 is 12. And then we have 3 right there. And there's our final answer. $32 flat, which is answer choice D. But as long as we make sure we plan before we calculate, this problem can feel smooth regardless of the types of numbers that we throw our way.